You cannot leave. This is the first thing you need to understand. You are not joining. You are converting. You are a thief. In Russian, a vor v zakone, a thief in law. This does not mean you steal things occasionally. It means you have joined a permanent criminal class that exists completely outside Soviet society. You cannot work. You cannot vote. You cannot serve in the military. You cannot cooperate with the state in any capacity whatsoever. These are not suggestions. These are the rules. Breaking them will not get you arrested. You are already a criminal. Breaking them will get you killed by other thieves. So you are free from the Soviet system, but you are not free. You become a thief when other thieves decide you are one. There is no application process, no interview. You demonstrate loyalty over years. You follow the code perfectly. You go to prison. You refuse to break. One day, a gathering of thieves votes on whether you are worthy. You sit at a table. Cigarette smoke fills the room. An older thief looks at you. You understand what this means? You nod. Say it. You say, I will never work. I will never cooperate. I will die before I break the code. Good. You are one of us now. Vodka is poured. You drink. You are now bound by the thieves' law forever. Congratulations, you may never leave. The thieves' law is simple. You must never work. Labor is for Soviet citizens, and you are not one. You must never own property. Everything you have must be stolen or given to you. You must never harm another thief. You may kill anyone else, but thieves are sacred. You must never cooperate with authorities. If you are questioned, you say nothing. If you are tortured, you say nothing. If your family is threatened, you say nothing. These rules sound dramatic, but you will follow them the way an accountant follows tax law. Because if you break them, the other thieves will find you, and they will hold a trial, and the trial will last about 4 minutes. You spend most of your time in prison. This is not a failure. This is the job. Soviet prisons are where thieves live. The outside world is just where you commit crimes between sentences. In prison, you have status. Guards cannot touch you without consequences. Other inmates give you their food, their cigarettes, their money. You do not work. This is important. The Soviet system requires all prisoners to work. It is mandatory. Refusing to work is a punishable offense. You refuse anyway. A guard stands in front of you in the yard. You will report to the workshop tomorrow, 6 a.m. You look at him. You say nothing. I am giving you an order. You continue to say nothing. You understand what happens if you refuse? You understand perfectly. They send you to punishment cells. You go. They reduce your food. You accept. They beat you. You recover. You still do not work. Because if you work, you are no longer a thief. You are a traitor. And the other thieves will kill you in your sleep. When you are released, 2 men are waiting outside the gates. They do not introduce themselves. They walk next to you. Not in front. Not behind. This means you are still known. They take you to an apartment you have never seen. There is food on the table, vodka, cigarettes. No one asks where you will go. They already know you will be back. Your body is now a document. Tattoos are not decoration. They are a criminal resume written in ink. Every symbol means something specific. Every placement follows rules. You cannot simply choose what you like. Stars on your shoulders mean you will never back down to anyone. This is not a wish. It is a binding contract with yourself. Stars on your knees mean you will never kneel to anyone except God. These tattoos are earned through actions, not requested. If you have stars but your behavior does not match them, other thieves will remove them. With a knife, or a piece of broken glass, or a sharpened spoon, depending on what is available. The tattoos are meant to show you are free, but they make hiding impossible. When you are arrested, the guards photograph every tattoo. They know exactly what each one means. They have manuals. A cathedral with 5 domes means you have served 5 sentences. A skull means you are a murderer. A rose means you turned 18 in prison. The guards read your body like a file. So your tattoos prove you are a thief, and they provide evidence for your next trial. And they make undercover work completely impossible. You have permanently marked yourself as a criminal. This is freedom. You follow rules that make no logical sense to outsiders. You must never touch money with your right hand. Money is dirty. Your right hand is for thieves' handshakes. You must never sit at a table where Soviet officials have sat. You must never marry officially. Marriage requires state registration, and you do not register with the state. You may have a woman, you may have children, but you cannot protect them legally. If she is arrested, you cannot testify for her. If your children are taken, you cannot petition for them. You have chosen to exist outside the system. The system returns the favor. You sit at a table with other thieves. No one asks where you have been. They already know. They look at your tattoos, not with interest, with confirmation. Someone pushes a glass of vodka toward you. You drink. This means the meeting has started. An older thief speaks. Sergei worked with the police. He gave them names. No one reacts. Everyone already knows. He needs to be dealt with. Someone nods. This means they volunteer. Make it clean. No attention. The meeting continues. Other business is discussed. Debts, territory, disputes. Decisions are made without voting. Someone speaks. Others nod or stay silent. This is not democracy. This is consensus among people who can kill each other. Your reputation is everything. You have no resume, no work history, no references. You have only your word and your past actions. If you say you will do something, you do it. If you promise to kill someone, they should start saying goodbye to their family. This sounds romantic. It is not. It means you cannot change your mind. You cannot decide violence was a mistake. You cannot retire. Your reputation is a trap made of other people's memories. Sometimes you try to go straight. This is allowed, technically. You can declare yourself outside the thieves' law. You renounce the code. You get a job. You become a Soviet citizen. The thieves will kill you for this. They will find you at your job or your home or on the street. They will stab you in the stomach, which is traditional. Because you did not simply leave. You betrayed everyone who kept the code while you gave up. So you stay. Not because you want to, because leaving costs your life. The Soviet state is always watching. You are photographed. Your associates are documented. Your movements are tracked. The KGB has informants everywhere. In the prisons, in the criminal world, among the thieves themselves. Some thieves break and cooperate with authorities. They inform on other thieves in exchange for better treatment. These people are called bitches. This is the technical term. When World War II happened, some thieves agreed to serve in the military to fight the Nazis. The state promised them pardons. After the war, they returned to the criminal world. The other thieves did not forgive them. What followed was called the Bitch Wars. Thieves killed thieves in prisons across the entire Soviet Union for years. Thousands died. Because they had broken the rule. They had cooperated with the state. You are growing older. Your body has scars from prison fights, stab wounds, beatings. Your tattoos are fading but still readable. You have been arrested 17 times. You have served 32 years in prisons and labor camps. You have never worked a legal job. You have never paid taxes. You have never owned property in your own name. You have killed men. You have stolen. You have hurt people who did not deserve it. You tell yourself this was necessary. You tell yourself you had no choice. Maybe that is true. Maybe it is not. The Soviet Union keeps files on you. Thick ones. They know your crimes, your associations, your habits. They could arrest you at any time. They have enough evidence. But they do not. Because you are useful to them this way. You keep the criminal world organized. You follow predictable patterns. You enforce your own rules on others. You think you are outside the system. You are part of it. Just a different part. One day you will die. Maybe in prison. Maybe in a fight. Maybe in your sleep, if you are very lucky. Other thieves will come to your funeral. They will drink vodka and tell stories about you. They will talk about your loyalty, your refusal to break, the way you kept the code even when it cost everything. They will not mention that the code trapped you, that it prevented you from ever changing, from ever leaving, from ever being anything other than what you became. They will say you were free, and in a way, you were. You were free from the state, from work, from responsibility to anyone except other thieves. You were free to live in prison, free to be hunted, free to die for breaking rules that made no sense. You rejected the Soviet system completely, and the Soviet system kept you anyway. just in a different cage. One you built yourself, that you called freedom.